G'day guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back for another episode of Wasteland Survival. So just before we get started though, I just wanted to point out that this episode is actually recorded in advance. So yeah, if I do not reply to your comments or any suggestions to it, then yeah, that is the reason why. So it's probably about 2 weeks in advance. Reason being that I'm doing all of these episodes in advance is because I'm starting uni soon. So yeah, I'm just trying to get as much stuff as I can done now before uni starts, and yeah, hopefully keep my weekly schedule on board. Okay, so now let's get started with the episode. So there is a few little things that I want to change in this control tower. So the first thing being is I think I want to change these blocks here because I don't think they look that fantastic. So what I'm going to have to do though is get rid of this railing here, if I can get that railing. I have to get rid of all 4 of these on all sides. So get rid of these, and also we'll get rid of these ones here. Okay, so railings are gone. Now let's get rid of these things. Do the same on the other side and try and squeeze through here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change these to the other ones, which is these ones with the box on the side of them. So we'll make them this color. We'll place them there because I think it looks a little bit nicer having this little box here as like kind of a power distribution, I guess. So we'll place those on all 4 sides. And let's go over here and place the other ones in here. I am really tempted at this point during the game to place my welder on every single hotbar, but that will kind of limit what I can put on my hotbar, so I'm kind of reluctant to do that. Alright, so let's go ahead and put in our railings again. So we'll place in our railings on all 4 sides. What I'll do though is I'll actually place them down and then weld them all up in one hit rather than grabbing out my welder for each individual railing. Right, so that's another small little change that I wanted to make. Another change I want to make is I actually want to move these stairs to here. So I just think it will look a little bit nicer if I do that. So I think that is what I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and do that. Of course though, what I need to do from here is grind away this catwalk, and then that railing is going to drop. This is going to be a common theme during this episode. I'm going to have to re-weld these railings over and over and over again. So I don't want to grind this one away though, because then this catwalk will kind of fall down. So yeah, I'll just I'll leave that one there for the moment. So what we'll do is we'll place one here, a catwalk with a railing on one side. Then we will grab our railing once more, move it across there, weld both of these up, and then we just rinse and repeat this process on the other side as well. But I guess what I'll do is I'll get rid of this railing in advance because it's just going to fall on the ground anyway. So yeah, might as well just get rid of it now. Okay, so railing on this side, then our standard old railing, weld both of these up. Cool. Alright, so they're all welded up. So now I need to go ahead and place in my stairs. Now, I don't think the stairs will be able to pin down these railings on the side, although I'm kind of hoping they will. Because if you guys remember, I've got the double railings that are sitting next to these control seats. So let's hope that they kind of do stay there. So let's get rid of this block. And no, it looks like these double railings aren't attached by these stairs, which is a bit of a shame because much grinding and much welding. So let's get rid of these. Hang on. Okay, so railings are gone. Now let's get rid of this catwalk, replace it with a catwalk with a railing on one side. So like that. Oh, greater catwalk wall. Interesting. I never noticed that before. Right, let's weld these up. And then let's weld up the stairs. Although I don't have the materials for those, so let's grab the materials for them. Let's get those welded up. And then we can go ahead and place in our railings once more. So I want a double railing, which is this one, and then this one over here. Cool. Alright, so I think this just looks a little bit nicer. I mean, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, but as I mentioned at the start of the episode, it'll be weeks before I actually read the comments in relation to this episode, if that kind of makes sense. Alright, so that is probably one of the, one change I wanted to make, or two changes I wanted to make. There is a third change that I want to make as well. So what I was thinking is I would like to change up this portion here. So you can kind of see that as we're looking out here, I would like it to go out a little bit further. So I think what I'm going to do is get rid of this catwalk here. And then what I'll do is I'll grab a catwalk with the wall catwalk. I'll place one there, and then what I'll do is I'll place another end piece catwalk here, so like that. Alright, and then we can go ahead and we can weld these things up, although it looks like I'm running low on the materials. So let's grab some more. That should be heaps for what I want to do. Alright, let's do that. And fantastic. So now we can kind of stand out here and we've got a better view over the edge of this of this whole piece. I could even go one railing out further, or one catwalk further out. So maybe I will do that. Let's just see how that looks. So let's grab our catwalk with a railing on either side, and then let's grab ourselves an end piece. So we'll grab an end piece like that, and like that. And then what that will allow me to do is grab some of these blocks here, these ones, neon tubes, and then what I can do is basically run them up and down. So I will grab the ones with the curved end, I think, like this. And then I will do the same on this side as well. So let's place one there, and then finally we can place just one of these straight ones here with the little end bits on them, although I've got to spin that around and then spin it around again and then place it there. So at least this portion looks like it's being supported by something. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Yeah, honestly, I think that looks a little bit better. I had only planned to go one block out, but I guess, yeah, this looks a little bit better. And maybe even what I can do is go under here and then place another one of these neon tubes on the bottom here. So I'll just grab a straight one. Oh no. Whoops. Alright, let's get myself some more fuel. Right, so got more fuel. Right, did I place that block? Yes, I did. Let's weld that up. Very nice. Yep, that looks absolutely awesome. Now, the only problem with all of this stuff is that I don't really have any way to support these parts here. So, because there's a catwalk underneath here, so I can't put anything that goes... Oh, actually, maybe I could. Maybe I could grab a neon tube, and I do apologize for all the banging and crashing in the background, but my neighbor is doing some renovations on his house, and it's yeah, he's been quite noisy as of late. So maybe I might just grab the straight ones, so like these ones here. So I'll place those down, and then at least it looks like this portion is actually being supported by something. I can't actually put any support here because the railing occupies this space here, so I can't have a support going up. And then if I go down, then it's not really going to attach to anything here because this block is like kind of curved, so it would look like the thing is kind of floating in midair. So yeah, there's just not really much I can do about that, and it does bug me a little bit, but hey, you know, there is always limitations to what you can do in this game, I guess. Secondly, also, you know, there's not really anything supporting these ones as well, but I mean, again, not really too much I can do about that. I could have something going out this way, but I kind of want to leave the view unobstructed. So, okay, now the final thing that I want to do inside here is, I noticed in the last episode I kind of put these blocks at different orientations. So what I'm going to do is get rid of this one, and then I've got to find this block again on my hotbar because I can't remember where it is. There it is, and then we'll place this one down like that in the same orientation as the other one. Very nice. Right. So, I think everything is looking pretty good at the moment. Oh, actually, yeah, there was another thing that I wanted to do. So, what I kind of wanted to do was put a catwalk that goes across here. Although I don't think I'm going to do that on camera because I'm going to need to get rid of all these railings again because they're going to fall off. And so, yeah, I'll just leave that bit to later. Right, now, the doors. So, the doors, I do have an idea to get these doors working. Although, this kind of piece here where I made it look really nice, I'm going to have to kind of destroy that whole thing. So, what my plan is here is to grab one of these blocks and then place this here like that. So let's color it that color. Let's get rid of that block, and then I'll have to replace that with this block here. And then on this side, I'll have to get rid of... Oh, I didn't want to get rid of that block. Let's place that block back then. Let's put that there, weld that, and then what I want to do is grab this block here, I believe, and yeah, place that block there like that. So weld all of these up, and then what I can do is I can place my door here. In fact, that's the wrong color. I want that to be light gray, please. There we go. So yeah, and then from here, I just place in a 2x1 base, like so. Weld that up, and then here, I'm just going to place a simple square. So, it isn't as elegant as what I had planned, but I went through many different variations in my head, and there just wasn't really any way to do it. Like, I could place a door here, but then behind this air vent sits a conveyor, so the wall would have to be the conveyor. And I mean, I know it would technically be airtight, but at the same time it wouldn't really look that great. So, and I'm, as you guys know, I'm big on things looking good. So yeah, that is kind of like, it's both a blessing and a curse. So now what we can do is we can grab our door, but first I think I should actually withdraw the materials for said door. So let's select our door, our offset door, and I want two offset doors. And what I want to do here is grab one offset door, place that there, spin it around, and then place it in on the other side like that. Now, the only issue is, like, I don't know where I'm going to place the sensors for these doors either, so I've got to try and figure that out. But I mean, I guess we'll kind of cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, cool. So the doors are in. So now I just need to extend my catwalk out to that door, which is this one here. And I want one with a double railing on the side like that. Fantastic. Alright, so now we have access to our door. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away and do the door on the other side. And then also what I will do is I will extend a catwalk out in between these 2 points here. So, and then maybe also what I can do is get these projection tables working and get the ships visible on these displays. That would kind of be nice as well. So, alright guys, I will see you in a moment. Alright, well, everything is now complete. So you can see I've placed the catwalk across there. I've got my doors on either side. Pretty sure everything is welded up. So yeah, so far I think this place is looking absolutely awesome. Yeah, it's like Catwalk City in here, but yeah, you guys know I love my catwalks. So alright, let's head on outside, and there are a couple of things that I want to do outside as well. So obviously one of the things I want to do is kind of like a satellite dish. But before we go and get started with that, there was something I kind of noticed before that was kind of wrong. Looks like this Reaver just cannot maintain altitude and is just falling down. I think that guy might actually get pretty close. Oh no, he's flying past. Alright. Let me just kind of continue on from here because it's kind of getting a bit long in the tooth. Alright, so obviously you can see here that the top of the control tower comes to this point, and then yeah, there's like nothing here. So what I'm going to do is fill in this space where there should be blocks. I will use my local grid alignment for this, even though it is kind of buggy. For some reason it just takes a long time to place blocks down. I don't know why, but I think it's just the sheer amount of blocks that I've got and the sheer amount of PCU that I'm using in this world. So, and then it looks like I need to place in some blocks down here as well. So let's use our local grid alignment, and will it let me place a block under there? Come on, let me place the block please. There we go, and then place one there as well. It's only like a little tiny corner, but I guess it, yeah, kind of, I like everything to be as perfect as I can possibly get it. So alright, that's and then I think what I'm going to do is maybe get rid of this portion of the mountain here. So let's see how we can do that. I don't know if I want to right click drill here though. Yeah, that actually turned out pretty good. Let's right click drill that. Let's right click drill this as well. And do I really want to go any further than that? I think maybe I do. Maybe I want to grab this part here out, and then I think the rest is pretty good to be underneath the mountain there, except I need some steel plates. Well, what I will do is I'm gonna grab myself some steel plates, but instead of just grabbing them from the inventory, I think what I'll do is I'll fill up on steel plates by grinding this thing down, because it's a bit of an eyesore and I kind of want to get rid of it. So what I'll do is I'll see you after I've done all of that. So grind this down, weld all that up, and then we can think about some stairs that can go out from this door and then kind of go up here so that we can access the satellite dish that I'm eventually going to put on top. So I will see you in a moment. Okay, so everything is welded up now and I think it's looking pretty good. And I was able to get rid of both of those ugly contraptions that were sitting out the front. So yeah, so far I think it is looking pretty good. Yeah, that little bit that was kind of running from here to there just looked a bit weird. So I think that looks a tiny touch better, although it's not perfect. But hey, you know what? There's not really too much you can do about where the voxels are. So alright, let's get started with these stairs. So one thing I kind of noticed, yeah, when I was checking this out, is this door on this side is basically really close to here. So I may only be able to just make this this thing here basically just like a viewing platform, and there's not really too much else I can do with it. So, and then we will just have to have like a single set of stairs on this side, because alright, here's my plan. So what I plan to do here is, you can see that I can't attach anything here, so I was thinking maybe what I will do instead is place some catwalks on the side here, just for like a bit of decoration, and then also give me the ability to actually attach a catwalk here. And then what I'll do is I'll grab a catwalk with a railing on one side, and then we will place an end piece here. So an end piece like that. And then what I'll do is I will grab a set of stairs. I could go further back. No, I don't think I will. So I'll grab a set of stairs. We'll place a set of stairs there like that. And then what we can do is grab our catwalks, although I can't attach them, so I'm going to have to put one of these little corner bits in here from the neon tubes. Place that there. Now I can attach my catwalk on, and this will be a corner piece. And then on top of this, I will basically place in my stairs. So my stairs will be this block here. And I want the full stairs, thank you. Yep, that one. And then obviously we can put in our catwalks. So we can place in a catwalk like that. What do you mean unable to place it? Oh yeah, because there's no attachment point. Alright, so I think then what I'll do is I'll place in a corner piece there like that, and then I'll just place in a catwalk with a railing. So I don't know if I'm going to place a railing all the way around the side here. I don't know if I can actually do that. I'm just going to have to kind of assume that people aren't silly enough to fall off the edge, but hey, you know, yeah, not too much I can do about that, because I don't think there is a catwalk, or no, sorry, a railing that will even go to this point here. Like, the only curve is this one here, which is not really a 45-degree angle curve. I guess I could do it. I could put a railing all the way around the top. I could just go like that. Yeah, nah. Once you get to this point, it's just not really ideal, is it? So, alright, maybe instead what we'll do is we'll get rid of that catwalk, or I mean that railing, and then I'll just place a railing maybe like that, and then basically, oh, that's not really, oh, wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? There is a corner catwalk. I mean a corner railing. Man, I keep getting these mixed up. Okay, let's place in our railings like that. Yeah, I think that actually looks pretty good. It is hanging out a little bit further than what I would want to, but these stairs can't occupy this block's space. I suppose another thing I could do is I could get rid of this block and then just put the stairs actually there. So we could place stairs in the roof like that. I don't know. And then this catwalk here could be butted up against the side of this, but I don't know. I do kind of like the fact that it kind of hangs out a little bit. The only other issue here is that there is nothing really looking like it's being supported. So in fact, I'm going to try this. I'm going to see what happens when I do place the catwalk right up against the wall. So let's get rid of these blocks here on the side, which I kind of wanted them there because it would have added a bit of decoration, but at the same time I don't, because I guess the main reason why I want to change this now is because it just looks like it's not being supported, and that's kind of bugging me a little bit. So we want a railing on one side, then we want our stairs like that, and then we want another catwalk that basically attaches to that, which will be our corner catwalk. Not that block, thank you, this block. Yeah, you know what? That looks so much better. That is heaps better. So yeah, I think that's going to be what I'm going to go for. Now, just for the sake of... calm down, Reavers. Actually, instead of these railings, I could even just place in some catwalks as well. Oh, did I get rid of that block? I did too. Let's place that block back. Yep, place that there. And then just for the sake of making things look a bit neater, let's go ahead and let's place in a catwalk here. A catwalk with one side. Yeah, let's place it like that. And then I think that looks a little bit nicer. As I said, here I can't really do the same thing because obviously this whole contraption is in the way. And yeah, like I could put a set of stairs there, but yeah, it's just not really going to work out for me. So I think on this side, I'm simply just going to make a viewing platform. So what we'll do is we'll grab our end piece, place that there, then we'll place in a catwalk with a wall, and then we'll do the exact same thing on this side as well. And that's pretty much the extent of what we can do on this side. I could technically drill the mountain out a little bit more, but I kind of want to make it look natural, although I do reserve the right to completely flip on that judgment later on. So alright, well, let's get all this welded up and see how it all looks. Okay, well, that's done, and I think that actually looks really nice. These stairs that are in the side of the control tower itself, I think that was actually a really nice touch. I think it definitely looks better than the one that was kind of hanging out here and looking like it wasn't supported by anything. At least this way it looks like it's being supported by the fact that it's actually attached to the side of the control tower itself. Right, so now moving on to the satellite dish. Now, I had a few thoughts about this satellite dish. I had thought about placing it here, but I think I'm going to place it in the dead center here. So what we'll do is we'll find the dead center here, which should be here. Let's grind that block out, and then let's place in our rotor. So where are my rotors? I don't think I have rotors on my hotbar anymore. So maybe we'll get rid of this one, and then we'll add in our rotors onto this one. Right, let's place in a rotor, and I need to grab the materials for this and weld this up. Alright, cool. So the rotor is now done, so now we can get started with this satellite dish. Now, with this satellite dish, I was thinking about going with something similar to what is in the frostbite scenario. Not sure if you guys have seen that, but basically it's like a 3x3 grid like this. And then from there, basically what they did is put in some half blocks here. So let me find the half blocks. So basically on all four sides. And then in between these half blocks, they went ahead and put in some 2x1 tips. Now, I don't think I'm going to replicate their design completely, because I believe the frostbite update was before the one with the hinges. And I think what I would like to do in this scenario is use a hinge, because I don't really like the way that they had it set up with the rotors. So alright, let's so that's basically our platform there. Let's go ahead and weld this up. Cool. Alright, so that's all welded up, although I think I should get myself some more steel plates, because I think I'm running low, and it seems like I'm running low on fuel anyway, so that was probably good timing, to be honest. Let's grab some fuel. And then let's grab some... whoops, I recolored that. Alright, let's grab some more blocks. Okay, let's go back up here and get this thing sorted. Okay, so basically the way that they did it in the frostbite update is... well, the frostbite scenario, I should say, is they put two of these things on either side. So two of these things here, like that. And then they grabbed a half block, put a half block there, and then put a half block there. And then from there what they did was they put in a rotor which was basically like this on one side, and then they put a piston part behind that, and then they basically placed something like that, and then a half block. So it was one of these, and then whoops, I probably should have turned the brakes on that one. Yeah, and then they basically put on something. Hey, come back. And one of those. This is pretty fun, actually. And then they placed in one of these, and then also the same on the other side. And then what they did was basically attach the satellite dish to that. Now, I don't know if I really... Honestly, I don't really like the way that this was done. I mean, for what they had at the time, it was probably great. But I think now that the hinges are in the game, I think I can make this thing look a little bit nicer than that. So what I'll do is I'll get rid of all this stuff here. Let's get rid of all these blocks. And then I think from there what I can do is put in some of these 2x1 bases. So we'll place them here like that, spin this around, and we could place it like that, and then like that. And then from there what we can do is we can grab these blocks here, the corner 2x1 base, I think it is, spin that around, place them all along here, and finally the last one there. And then let's weld all these up. Cool. Okay, so everything's welded up, and I think so far it looks okay. It does, to be honest with you, it does look kind of bulky, but I'm hoping once the satellite goes on, it kind of makes it look a little bit nicer. So, okay, what do I want to do now? So from here, what I want to do is go ahead and place in my hinge. So we'll grab a hinge and we will place it there. And I don't think I'm going to have the materials for that. So let's go and grab the materials for that so that we can then weld it up. Looks like I may not have the inventory space to do so, but that's alright. We'll just weld it up temporarily, I guess. And then let's get that welded up as much as we can. Add that back onto the build planner. Get rid of that one. Okay, and then from there, what we can do is we can go ahead and find our satellite dish, which should be here. And where is it? There it is there. Can I place that down? I need construction components. So let's put this on the build planner as well. So if I go up here and middle mouse button click, then it'll add everything to the build planner. And hopefully it should have withdrawn all the components to get this hinge done actually. Yes it did. Except I need to change the color of that. Yep, there we go. And then let's find our aerial or our dish, and let's place our dish there. And to kind of hide this hinge a little bit, I was thinking maybe what I could do is place in some blocks that go like that there. But the only problem is if I place this block down, then the hinge isn't going to be able to move because the dish is going to be stuck on this block. So I think the best I can do is use these half blocks here. So we can go like that there, and then exactly the same over here. And I think I'll leave it out of this side because it'll probably hit the hinge there. So then from there what we can do is we can place down these little corner blocks, and I think that will look pretty nice. Let's place those in and let's weld those up. And in fact I may even place, oh yeah, I did place a corner block there. Let's place another one there. And so what I'll do now though is I want to build a kind of control panel so I can access the hinge and everything like that. So let's get rid of everything that's on my inventory. Let's grab some button panels. Wow, does it really take that many components to build one button panel? Oh, it's because I've got the antenna on my build planner. What do you mean cannot withdraw 12 computers? Alright, there we go. Let's get some armor blocks just for good measure, just in case I want to build anything else. Right, so let's place our piston down. Oh, not our piston, our button panel. Where's my button panel? There we go. Place that there and weld this up. And then from here I can actually access this rotor and hinge and everything like that. So it looks like I've only got one rotor on the base, which is actually surprising. I thought I'd used more. Also, what I want to do as well is you can see like the rotor is kind of not, yeah, it's not really flush with the ground. So I want to fix that as well. So let's grab the hinge then. Let's find our hinge. Let's select it. It should be this one. So I'll call this the dish. Well, we'll call this a satellite dish hinge. And then I will set this to go, I don't know, whichever direction. So 1.26. Alright, so it's going the way that I want it to. So hang on. Let's reverse that. Let's set that to 0. So the current angle at the moment is 20 degrees. So I think I want this thing to be at an angle of about, I don't know, let's say 60 degrees. So let's go back into the hinge. Let's find it. The hinge, satellite dish hinge. Let's change the upper limit to 60 degrees and the lower limit to, I don't know, like 45. I don't really want it to move too much. So let's set this thing to go forward, and then it should, yeah, let's see what angle it's at now. So what angle is this actually at? So satellite dish hinge, current angle 56 degrees. Alright, maybe I'll back it off a little bit and we'll call it 54 degrees. And it should move back. Alright, so that's about as low as it can go. So to be honest,
energy low.
I would love it to go a lot lower than that. So I think what I'll do is I'll go back into this menu. We'll find our hinge again. So satellite dish hinge. I will set the lower limit to 0, and then I'll just reverse it so that it goes back into its like full upright position. And I might go ahead and replace these blocks with something a bit thinner. I don't think it'll look that fantastic, but
energy critical.
I'm hoping that the dish itself will kind of distract away from that fact. So let's place in these blocks, I reckon. And then let's place in some 2x1 tips like that. Let's get these ones welded up. Cool. Alright, so they're done. Alright, let's see what happens when I reverse it now. So satellite hinge, let's reverse this. So reverse that. And let's see how far down it goes now. So that's where it was before. I reckon we could even get like maybe another 10 degrees out of this. So let's find this hinge here and let's set the, I'm going to reduce the speed though to like, I don't know, 0.77. That seems to be a bit more realistic. Alright, let's go 65 degrees and let's see if it will let us do that. So yeah, it looks like 65 degrees is pretty good. So yeah, that's actually not looking too bad. The only thing is, like, I don't know, it just doesn't look right. I would like to dress this up a little bit more, but I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. Maybe what I can do is I can get rid of these blocks here, and then we can go ahead and replace them with these blocks just to add a bit more interesting detail. So these beam blocks. So let's weld that one up. Come on, welder, work with me here. Let's get rid of this one, and then let's get rid of this one as well, and let's go ahead and place in our beam blocks once more. Spin that around and then place another one there. Cool. Yeah, I think that looks just that tiny touch better. So I think I might do the same on the base here, although it looks like I'm running low on oxygen, so I need to go and recharge. Okay, well I got myself some energy. Weird thing is happening at the moment. This thing is kind of trying to pressurize the area, even though I don't think it can be, because there is a gigantic hole in the roof. So, weird. Alright, let's get back to this satellite dish. So, as I was saying before, I think what I would like to do... Yeah, that air vent's really annoying me. What I would love to do here is place in, I reckon, some blocks here like this. So let's grab our beam blocks, and I believe there is a half block there. So we can place one there. Let's get rid of that. Let's actually first grind all of these out and then place our blocks in. Don't really want to grind that one, thank you. Let's grind this one. And let's go ahead and put in our half blocks all the way around, although it won't let me put it there because the dish is in the way. Alright, let me change the dish here to go full vertical again. So we will reverse this hinge, and now we can place our block in. So place a block in like that, and then another one there like that. Fantastic. Alright, so that's all those done. So it looks a little bit better, but I think maybe what I can do is add in some of these corner pieces here as well as these beam blocks. So let's get rid of all these and replace these with beams as well. Let's grind this one. Oh yeah, it did grind. The animations are starting to get weird. I think the game is bugging out because of how much stuff I've built in this thing. Alright, let's find our tips. So we can grab our tips like that. And then place these all the way around, exactly the same as what we've done previously. Okay, so they're all placed down. Let's weld all these up, and let's see how it looks after this. Alright, I believe that is all of them welded up. It does look better, if I'm being honest. I mean, let me know what you guys think. Do you think it looks cool or not? The only thing is that this corner doesn't really match up with this whole thing. So maybe what I can do is get rid of this corner here. So we can get rid of that, and then we can grab a beam block that's like a 45-degree angle and place it in there instead. I could place in one of those, but it's not really square. Could even place in one of those actually. That kind of looks cool. Yeah, so beam block slope. So I could place it in there like that. Let's see what happens if I do that. What I'll do is I'll try two different methods. So get rid of this one, and then I'll place in the same block on this side as well, but just spun around the other way, and then we'll see how they both look. Alright, so let's weld both of these up and see how they look. It looks okay, except for the fact that there's a gigantic hole. Maybe instead what I could do is let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of that one. Let's find our beam blocks again. And what else could I place in here? I could place in a junction like this. Alright, let's place one of those in. Yeah, I'll do the same there. And then I'll spin this. Oh, wait, I've got to grind this block out, don't I? Will that? I thought that was going to grind out those blocks, but that's alright. Turns out it does. Oh, man. That means I've got to place them again. Okay, so I'll spin the junction around, place it like that, and then place it like that, so the bolts are kind of showing on the outside. Let's find our tip. Where's our tip? There we go. And let's put the tips back, and then let's weld these up and see how it looks now. Yeah, I like it. Alright, cool. So let's get rid of that, or let's weld that up. And let's weld that one up too. I suppose I could go even one step further. I could even replace this block here with one of these beam blocks. So we could grab another beam block like this. Maybe one of the regular beam blocks that just goes like straight like that. So let's place that in there. Weld that up, and how does that look? Yeah, I think that looks even better again. Yeah. And let's see what it looks like from all the way out here. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. It's definitely a lot more interesting than it was before. So I think that's a winner. Although I'm going to have to grind out these blocks here to place this one in. Now I've got to be careful here because, well, if I'm not careful here, then what could happen is I could actually make this thing fall off the rotor, and that's exactly what I don't want to happen. Alright, so let's orientate this correctly. Place that in there. Do the same for this one. Spin that around once. And place it there again. Spin it around once. And then let's place in our 2x1 base beam block like that. So can I weld that up? Yes, I can. Fantastic. How many steel plates are in that? Oh, it's good because these blocks have the same amount of steel plates as what a regular armor block would have. So I think that looks pretty good. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm pretty happy with that. Now all I got to do is weld this thing up. But first, what I'll do is let's find our satellite hinge. Satellite dish hinge, and let's reverse it so that the satellite dish goes back. So yeah, like I was looking at a few examples online of satellite dishes and things like that, and I think this bar work is probably, yeah, it's reminiscent of a lot of satellite dishes that I've seen online, so I think that looks pretty good actually. Right, so just got to weld this dish up, which I'll do off camera because it's going to take many trips to get that done. Okay, well, I've placed all of the components into the dish, as you can see here. But before I go ahead and weld this up, I'm actually going to turn it off. So let's find our satellite dish. Actually, antenna dish incomplete. Let's turn that off. Because if that's on and there's any reavers within 10 kilometers of it, it's going to attract them to my base. So it's more of a looks thing. I don't really need it to be an antenna, I guess. But yeah, it kind of makes me feel better that it's there. Or it just more of a looks thing. So yeah, I think so far that's looking pretty good. Only thing I'm not happy with is the distance it is from the roof, like this whole base thingy-majig here. But we can go ahead and we can fix that in a moment. So what did I want to do next? Maybe I can change the color of this dish to be light gray. So let's get rid of all of these blocks, or let's open these doors, I should say. Let's grab this color here. Has it grabbed the color? No, it hasn't. Alright, let's grab this color here. Ah, come on, man. Grab me the color. There we go. Alright, let's see what this thing looks like in the light silver skin. Yeah, I like it. It's different to the rest of the base and kind of makes it look that little bit more interesting. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's fix this rotor situation where the rotor is not completely flush with the ground. So let's go in here and let's rotor displacement. I want to set this to like -40. If I go -40, it's pretty much touching. So maybe we can go -37.5 or something like that, so that there is still a slight gap. And then what we can do is we can, let's see what happens if we spin this rotor around. So rotor, let's say velocity, let's go 0.43. I'm pretty sure it'll spin all the way around. I'm not sure if I want this thing to spin all the time. What I would love to do is set it up so that it goes that way and then that way. Very much like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen antennas that kind of go back and forth like that rather than just spin all the way around all the time. So maybe we could do something like that. I would imagine that I would need timer blocks to do something like that. So, alright, yeah. I think what I could do is I could have a timer block that every X amount of seconds reverses this rotor and then sends it in the other direction. So I may actually do that. You know what? Yeah, I think I am going to. So let's get this thing back to its original position, of which I'm not exactly sure what position that was because I can't really see where this thing is orientated. Let me increase the speed a bit here. And I dare say it is probably set to maybe like 360 degrees. So that's 7 degrees and it's slightly offset. Alright, let's find our rotor. Let's set the... Does it have a lower limit? An upper limit? Let's set that to like 360. Wait, 360. Will it let me put that in there? Okay. Let's send this thing the other way around. And hopefully it will stop on 0. And no, it doesn't. Lower limit, 0. Okay, let's reverse it in the other direction. There we go. Alright, let's set this to 0. So now it's kind of locked into its current position, which is pretty cool. So, where to put the timer block for this thing? You know what? I think I'm just going to place in a temporary timer block because I don't really know if what I have planned is actually going to work. So, let's first grab some components for the old timer block. Let's grab some of those. And I might even just place it in the roof actually, because it does have an interesting aesthetic on this side. So maybe I can grind out this block here and hope that nothing is on the other side of that. No, there isn't. Let's go, where's my timer block? Let's grab the timer block and let's embed it in the floor like that. And now let's adjust this timer block. So, first what I need to do is find my rotor, and then let's rename this to satellite dish rotor. Right, then we'll find our timer. Now, where is my timer block? Timer block. You know what? Let's just grind away one of these blocks. Oh no, there could be a light on that. Alright, let's grind it down a little bit and then hopefully we can find it in the control panel now. So, timer block 14 incomplete. Man, that wasn't there before. I swear that wasn't there before. Oh well, let's rename it. So, satellite timer block. Right, let's go back and weld that up. Let's weld that. And then let's go into this rotor here. So our rotor. So let's so the current angle is 0 degrees. So I'm thinking the lower limit can be like, oh, what do I want to set the lower limit to? -60, I think. Okay, that's clanging around. So let's set that to -60. And then let's set the upper limit to +60. So let's go +60. And then let's reverse it. Or let's set a speed on it. And let's go like 0.27, I would say. And let's see how long it takes to get there. Actually, let's have a look at this rotor and just make sure it's going the way that I want. So it should theoretically stop at 60 and go no further, but I guess we will see what happens. Maybe 60 is a bit too much. Maybe I can go 45. So now it should stop. Alright, cool. So yeah, I think what I'll do now is let's find our timer block. So timer, satellite timer block. Let's set the delay to, I don't know, like maybe 20 seconds. And then what we can do is we go set up actions, then we go to rotor, and then we go reverse. Now, I don't know if I can loop this timer block. I think I need a second. I need a second timer block that then triggers this one after it's finished. Right, so let's grab another timer block and place in another one here, like that. And then let's try and find that timer block. So that should be timer 15. Timer 15. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll set the delay on this one to... How am I going to do this? Set up actions, timer, and then satellite timer block. Trigger now, and then I get the other timer to trigger this one, maybe? Timer, satellite timer block, set up actions, and then find our timer, satellite. I have a feeling this is going to go in an infinite loop. So where's timer 15? Timer block 15. There we go. And then trigger now. So then with timer block 15, which is the second timer block, maybe I'll set the delay for this to 40 seconds. Okay, so let's start this first timer. So satellite, dish, timer block. Let's start that. Okay, so now in 20 seconds it should start moving the dish in the other direction. Alright guys, well I have finally figured out how to get this thing working. So as it turns out, and you guys probably already knew this and were shouting at me through the through the screen, basically what you do is you just get one timer block and then you tell it to call itself. So what I've done here is I've set it up so that the thing now goes back and forth, or the satellite dish. So if we have a look at this timer block and we go to set up actions, you can see that I've just told it to trigger itself to start. But the only thing is that the time at which, like, it doesn't really have enough time to go fully back and forth. So I think I need to play around with that a little bit, just so that it can do a full back and forth motion in one foul swoop. So yeah, I'll play around with those settings in between this episode and the next one. But unfortunately guys, that is all I have time for in this episode of Wasteland Survival. So I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Wasteland Survival, and I hope to see you in the next episode. If you liked this video, then definitely consider leaving a like, and don't forget to subscribe so that you do not miss another episode. Alright guys, I will see you next time.